Okay, good afternoon. This is Samesh, and I'm here with Jason.
Hi, I'm Jason Eichner.
Jason, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Jason Eichner. I'm an incumbent councillor. I was co-opted a year ago to the Parish Council, and I'm running with Forest Row Forward to bring in a set of some incumbent councillors, a lot of new councillors, a lot of new energy, with really our priority being community action, community engagement. I think it's very easy for people to feel disillusioned with local government, especially because they don't have a huge amount of power. But at the same time, by bringing together the community and by kind of wielding community action, you can get a huge amount done. And I think there is an awful lot we could achieve as a village when we come together. And so that's why Forest Row Forward is here, to bring Forest Row forward. Our saying is together we can, because together we can make a difference.
Amazing. That's great. So that's very positive. And almost, I'm praying that you do that, because it gives us all hope for the future. Like you say, I think people are quite despondent around the whole subject of politicians, political process, power, that whole thing. So what I can see, I've only learnt about Forest Row Forward yesterday, but what I can see is very promising. Well, how did you come to be part of this organisation or this?
So I was invited by another member who knew me and who was already part of Forest Row Forward. I think it came originally. I wasn't there at its founding, but I think it came from a desire to have more of a say in what happens in this community and what is done with the power that is given to the local community. And from that has sprung such an amazing collective of people. I can't believe the diverse set of skills and minds and just ways of working and thinking that we've actually collected together. I'm overwhelmed by just when I go into our group meetings, just the overwhelming amount of talent and willpower that I'm surrounded by. It's really wonderful to see, because it's something that you don't always expect. But it's so heartening to see so much strength and excitement coming out of the people of Forest Row. And here today at Lambing Day, it's been so wonderful. People have been so receptive and so excited about this idea, about getting to be excited about local politics again. We're not party political, but we really love and care about Forest Row, and so does everybody here. Everyone is here because we love this place.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for. This place, the place and the people are both weird and wonderful and unique, and that's what we want to represent.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, it's a very unique place, Forest Row. It's unique people, it's a beautiful environment, and definitely something that should be preserved, and the people should, have the opportunity of having a say in how things happen at a local level. And I think often people are so despondent by politics and councils and stuff like that, because they don't feel like they're heard, or they don't feel like what their opinion makes any difference.
And it's so easy to end up feeling that way, and it's so easy for the status quo to be maintained, and for nothing to be done, and for none of the people's will to be actioned. And so that's what we're really trying to prove today, and with our upcoming Come and Meet Us events, is that we want to listen to the community. We're not like bringing policies to the table. Instead, we are bringing a space to be heard to the table. So at our stall today, we've got a list of hopes that people want for the future that anyone can come and write down. We've got a list of issues that people have now that anyone can come and vote on, and we're trying to bring democracy in action even before the elections happen. We're trying to bring people together and have them realise that their voice can be heard and they can have a say. And so that's why we're running on this Together We Can. There's a space on our logo after Together We Can, because we want people to fill in the gaps. We want people to tell us what matters to you. What does the future of Forest Row look like to you? How can we take Forest Row forward?
Amazing. Yeah, so many things come up for me there. Is that, in the last 2 or 3 years, I think the powers that be have intentionally gone out of their way to separate us, to keep us disconnected, to disempower us. So any of these grassroots organizations where the general person actually feels like they're in touch with the people that actually make the decisions, or have an impact on the decisions that actually that have something to do with their lives, right?
Yeah.
Because like I was saying to Alex earlier, people generally people I think people in Forest Row are quite empowered people. I think generally they're quite forward-thinking. They're quite progressive.
Absolutely.
They're quite intelligent. There's a lot of managing directors. There's a lot of people that have leadership positions in various organizations that tend to congregate around this area. And if we can't do it with this amount of talent, then I don't think it's possible for areas where there's not such an amalgamation or concentration of talented and highly effective leadership people who exhibit such highly effective skills and leadership. So, is this a new concept in terms of like local governments and local management in some way?
Not exactly. We are somewhat inspired by a similar event that happened in Frome a few years ago that then led to kind of this idea of flat pack democracy, the idea that if a place or the place isn't working for the people, then the people can take the place. The people can take back their power. The people can make sure their voices are heard, and via collective action, your voice can be part of what is heard. And so, what you're saying about the people being so talented and intelligent and unique here is something that I really care about. I love the people of Forest Row, and it's so easy for them to be so empowered and yet feel disillusioned because there isn't a place for them at the table. And so that's what Forest Row Forward is trying to do, is make sure that everybody has a place at the table if they want it. If they want their voice to be heard, they can have it heard. If they don't, then their voice won't be heard. If we don't hear from people, we won't hear from them. We won't hear their voices. But anybody who wants a place at the table, anybody, no matter how much they disagree with us, they are welcome at the table. We're not looking for people to come and just agree with the council. We're not looking for people to share our opinions. We're looking for people who disagree with us. We're looking for people who agree with us. We're looking for people of every part of every spectrum to come and have their voice heard, because we can't do this alone. The Forest Row Parish Council may not be the most powerful of political bodies, of government bodies, but the people of Forest Row, now that's a different story. And bringing those two more together by bringing the people in line with the council, by bringing them so that the council can work for the people, that's something completely different.
Wow, well, that's a refreshing look at the current situation, because, as you know, anybody who has been outspoken or has had different points of view over the last 2 or 3 years have really been shut down, have been censored, have been sidelined, have been suppressed. So if we can even just get to a stage where, our right for free speech is tolerated or accepted, and that people with different opinions can find a place where they can be heard and can be respected, so that people's, the truth can be fleshed out.
Absolutely, and that's so important. This idea of I'm sure I don't agree perfectly with anybody else on our docket of our 15 candidates, because I don't think any two people in the world agree with each other, and especially not in such a diverse range of opinions that Forest Row has. I don't think any two people in Forest Row are alike or have the same set of opinions. I'm certain I will disagree with people who come and give us ideas, but I still want to hear from them.
Sure.
I want my opinion to be changed. I want to have the opportunity to talk to people who disagree with me, rather than feeling that it's a bunch of people who have this view, meaning they're not going to listen to me, so there's no point. I want to say, I might disagree with you. Come and change my mind. Come and change all of our minds. Come and have your voice heard. Maybe we'll have a really great conversation, and both of us will come away growing from it. Instead of everybody feeling like their voice won't be heard, nobody will listen to us. So we all stay quiet. Nothing changes, and nobody gets to grow from that.
Sure. That's amazing. So do you think this is like a type? Why has this not happened before? You would think that politics and council management and the way communities are organized, that this would be quite normal. Why is it such a new thing? You'd think, we should all be, that's all communities should be run that way.
I completely agree. I think it would be good that people have their voices heard all across the country, all across the world. I think, as I've learned recently, a grassroots is a very labour-intensive and costly endeavour to undertake. It's not something that can be just started on a dime. It really needs a lot of willpower, a lot of different talents, a lot of different strengths. I don't think there's a single person in our group who could have done it alone, or frankly without the supported combined strength of everybody else there. It is because we have so many people, all with different skill sets, abilities, opinions, that we all get to have these discussions. We have multiple meetings every week where we throw ideas back and forth, where we disagree and we agree, and we learn from each other. And I think it takes that work, that energy, which is hard to get at first. That's what we're discovering, is people are surprised by the fact that we exist. I'm finding today that people are quite excited, but they're surprised that we exist, that this is happening. And also, I think people don't even realise fully how parish elections work, because they haven't happened for a while. But our last parish election was 2017, because they just got uncontested.
Yeah.
Because people haven't been running, because I think they haven't felt that there would be a point to it.
Yeah.
But that's what we want to really change. I think the real success for me in this will be if I see that the community recognises that their voices can be heard. I'm in quite a contested ward. I'm in the Hammerwood ward. There's 2 of us running, because there's 2 seats. There's 4 people running, meaning it might be that Forest Row Forward doesn't get a single seat in Hammerwood. I really hope we get both, of course. I really hope I get in. But no matter what, if I see the community more politically engaged, more engaged with the fact that we have this tool of the council to grow and develop our village, if people recognise that and are more engaged with it, that will be a victory to me no matter what.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. It'd be amazing to see how, the average person can actually interact or, interact with the council, because I think, I've been in Forest Row for 5 years. I've never... I think we actually had the opportunity of going to a council meeting once on a particular subject, and then we stood outside because they were inside, and it just feels very, disconnected. The whole process of being able to communicate your needs, your wants as a community, and feeling empowered that you're going to be listened to. And I think it's also quite advanced, or it's quite grown up, that you can sit in the same space as somebody else with a different, possibly completely opposing belief or opinion, and be okay with that, because the world is working towards homogeny, where everything has to be the same. You all have to have the same opinion. You all have to have the same crop. You all have to have the same everything. And if you don't have the same, you're sort of ostracized or suppressed or shut out or something like that. And it shows a level of maturity when you can be in the same space as somebody else with a completely different opinion and be okay with that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Forest Row is such a collective of so many different people,
a lot of different people,
and origins and creeds, and it's so... I love this village. I love this village so much. There are so many different people here.
Yeah.
Plenty that I disagree with. And that's great, because I get to learn and grow and have these conversations as well. And I really love this village. I'm loving how much they're supporting this, because that tells me that people want this, that people want to have their voices heard, and that I don't know, I hope that's what they really get to learn from this, is that they can make their voices heard.
Well, that'd be amazing, because maybe we've been suppressed, or so, or maybe just not educated. Maybe it's just a lack of education. Because, for example, I recently learned in another podcast that, the way our law system is supposed to work is we're supposed to be running on a jury-led law system. That when you get accused of something like a fine or some criminal act, that you have the right in the Magna Carta, in our Constitution, that you get the right to be judged by a jury, not a judge. But
this is something I'm not aware of in the slightest, so of course we'll
I know, but this is the thing, is like there are all these things that they've intentionally taken, that whoever it is has intentionally taken it out of general knowledge, so that they can manipulate the process, which gives them more power. I mean, that's my opinion, right?
Sure, and I think ultimately passivity is toxic no matter what your opinions are. The passivity that has kind of been laid over everybody is dangerous no matter what, because it means that we'll accept things that we're not happy with because we think there's no other way, or that we don't want to put the work in to change it. But now that's what we're trying to do here, is we're trying to create a space where anyone can come and change the future of Forest Row.
Yeah, and it's about being empowered, and empowerment comes through education. It's knowing what you can and what you can't do, and how, if you have an issue, what you can and what you can't do.
Yeah.
And then, it's all about education and sharing knowledge, and people in the right places with the right intention, supported in a way that has them feel supported and connected,
Yeah.
that things will eventually change. And I think people have come to the point where, there's so much going on out there that something has to be done. And I think this is an amazing initiative by, a group of people. I know some of them and I respect them, and that's why I'm more engaged than I would normally be, because normally I don't know any of the councillors. I've never heard of them. I don't know what they stand for. I don't know, and that's why I'm so disengaged from the process. But now that I see you guys taking this on board, and you're just like normal people.
Yeah, we're all just normal people. I've only gotten to know some of them in the last few weeks as well, getting to meet them and such. But importantly, you mentioned you don't know some of the councillors. You of course have met a lot of the candidates. I think you've met me and Alex and maybe some others. You know some of the others. But,
from before, yeah.
So we're having meet and greets so next Thursday and the Thursday after. The exact details are on our website. I think we're at the community centre. We've got meet and greets where you can come and meet us, realise we are just human beings who live in the same village, who share the same passion for this village, and just want to see that change done. And yes, we want people to come and engage and to meet us and to make their voices heard, even at our meetings. Before we're in, we don't know who's going to get in, of course, but presuming we're voted in, the idea is that we want to already have a head start on knowing what the community wants from us.
Amazing.
And so we've got this meet and greet, so anyone can come and meet us, get to know us, because if you don't know your candidates, your councillors, then it's very easy not to know who to vote for.
Yeah.
Even if you might like the philosophy behind why we're standing, it's very hard if you don't know us. It's hard to tick that box and say, I don't know this person, I don't know if they really stand for me, but come and meet us. We're people, and we want to meet everybody here.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know how the whole process works and get an understanding around the process. Just even that knowledge, that a little bit of education, I think would make a big difference to a lot of people and help people be more engaged. Because I don't really know what the stats are behind how people are engaged in sort of council elections and stuff like that, but I can assume that's probably not very big.
Unfortunately not. Roughly, of registered voters, I believe it's roughly 30% vote in local
Really?
elections, and that's typically when there's also a general election happening. So we don't know what numbers are going to turn out for us this time when there isn't a general election happening as well, but there are the parish elections and the district elections happening on the 4th of May. You can vote for both at the same time, different pieces of paper.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also have explainers going up on our social media and on our website, kind of explaining the voting process, how the vote will look like, because I think a lot of people don't actually understand that voting in a parish council is quite different to voting in a general election. It's quite a different system.
Okay.
So we want to help people understand how it works as well.
Yeah, because I think if people understand, how it works, I think people feel more encouraged to actually take part.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll definitely put it out on the Forest Road Community app. You guys are putting out on your website. You're doing like these meetups where people can interact or ask questions or get their concerns aired in some way. And it's not long away. It's 3 weeks until the election.
Yeah, May 4th.
Yeah, May 4th. So you need to register, first of all, by the 16th or 17th of April. You need to register.
We've got resource on the website if you don't know how to register to vote or if you want a postal vote. We've got a resource on the website explaining how to register to vote and how voting works as well. Okay,
and I'll put that link to the website in the notes.
Thank you.
But the website is www.forestrow.co.uk.
That's it, exactly.
Okay. Well, nice to speak to you. It's been really, really interesting, and good luck with your is it Hammerwood?
Yes.
Yeah, good luck with the Hammerwood ward, and thanks for answering my questions. Thanks for the chat.
Thanks so much. Okay. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, great.
Great.
Thanks, Jason. Thank you.